Alright, how's it going everyone? My name is Theron, and welcome back to another Fire Emblem Heroes summoning session. Today we have the new Veronica and Embla banner, which kind of a predictable banner towards this time of the year, because end of the book, they've recently been doing this for two new either legendary or mythic heroes. But while Embla was the more predictable of the two, Veronica, I would say, was a bit out of left field. I know a lot of us were predicting her to be on there, or Elm was going to be predicted on there, but to me, it feels like Veronica was more of like, I don't know, an ascended hero, kind of like what happened with Bjorn and Legyarn. Not really legendary, but I will still take it because we barely have any Veronica alts that are just from the books in this game. Here we have Brave Veronica, which you can kind of argue is from a book. Then you also have Spring and Pirate and Valentine's Veronica, which are just seasonal alts. So having Legendary Veronica here being our first, official Fire Emblem Heroes book Veronica, it's a nice little touch. Wow, that was lag spike. Oh boy. Hopefully. Oh boy. Slight audio lag. Right. Right as I start to. But regardless, Veronica looks to be a very, very good legendary hero. Obviously, her weapon, standard with slaying effect, seeing that a lot these days. And then if she initiates combat or is not by her allies, she'll get a +6 to her attack and speed, neutralize effects that prevent follow-up attacks on her, or prevents her follow-up attacks, I mean, and debuffs those speed and res by 4 if they are nearby one ally, or by 8 if there's 2 or more allies by her target. And to top that off, she negates any follow-up attacks that foe can make, so they only get the one attack. And of course, she's also guaranteed a follow-up attack before her foe can make a counterattack if she initiates combat. In other words, she is very, very player phase. Not bad. Then her special, Enclosure, basically boosts damage by 25% of her attack, and then neutralizes damage reduction skills that aren't specials, and neutralizes guard effects on her. Pretty good. And she's also introducing a new Smoke 4 skill, Panic Smoke 4, which basically it's Omni Smoke on all stats, and it has the foe debuff doubler effect that is given to Veronica and her allies. So what that means is... oh my god, the lag. Basically what foe debuff doubler means is it works like what female Orans and Sizo's PRFs with weapon refines do, where any debuff that's on the foe is doubled during combat. And that's a bonus that is given to her and her allies. So any foes that attack, any debuffs they have is just immediately doubled during combat. Pretty powerful, I'd say. Then moving on to Embla, which was the more predictable of these two. She has... oh my god, I didn't even write down the weapon name. My bad. But anyway, her beast weapon, basically slaying effect, again, standard. +5 to all stats at start of combat as long as she's relatively healthy. Inflicts penalty on foe stats during combat if there's a foe within 3 rows or columns of units, and you multiply that by 3, so that's a maximum of 9. Oh god. And then she can neutralize effects that prevent her special being charged, so guard. And if there's two or more... why can I not say that part? I've said it so many times. if there's 2 or more foes within that 3 columns or rows space, which you don't want to be in, she can neutralize effects that guarantee foes' follow-up attacks, and she will inflict guard on her foes. Yeah, she's going to be annoying to deal with, I can already tell. Also, when she has her transformation up, it's basically 1 extra movement and +2 attack. Pretty minimal, but given everything else that was in her weapon, I'd say that's a-okay. Maybe minimal, but with everything else Embla has, yeah, I think less is more. But speaking of that transformation effect, she has basically a new skill called Beast Agility, and the first effect is kind of crazy because it removes the condition for beasts to transform. As long as somebody has this, they don't need to be next to a beast ally or dragon ally or just like on their own transform. They just can now, which is actually very helpful. I wanted to say insane, but it's actually very helpful. Because in my opinion, the beast units work a little weird for me, just because you have to set them up in a certain way instead of just push all your allies forward and hope for the best. You have to set the beast units up specifically. So I can see beast agility and any other beast-like skills being very, very helpful in the coming years. And also, for beast agility, the second effect is the unit has more speed than foe, it negates any like follow-up negation skills. Pretty good. Obviously, with the speed check, the skill's only going to be good for fast units like Nyla or Freya, but we can definitely see a lot more of these skills in the future. I'm calling it right now. But it is not Embla's B skill that has people going crazy for her, and not in a good way. Her C skill, Severance, is the main selling point for her, in my opinion, because it inflicts an effect that negates savior skills and will inflict feud on foes within those 3 rows and columns that she always has. And then she can neutralize penalties and is granted dodge to herself. Yeah, she is definitely going to be a threat to literally everything, if you ask me. I do find it weird that she is the Dark Season, so that's basically defense for her. But since a lot of people do run save balls for defense season, or like Light and Astra season, I think it is, I'd say having this is pretty okay, but she's basically shut down the entire save meta for a good couple of years. Regardless, she is definitely a very powerful unit that I kinda do want for my Dark defense team. Just because. Come on. I literally just said I would like you for my Dark Defense team. Let's go. Alright, we've got Crazy Bat Lady. Let's go. Minus speed. I'll still take it, so wait, you're flying, okay. I'll still take it. I'm not gonna be upset over the IVs. Could you please ask Veronica to come home, please? also, speaking of Veronica, a little bit of a side tangent here. I apparently saw from the Good Smile company that they're making a scale figure of this new Veronica alt that we got. Firstly, I'm going to say this, I absolutely love the way it looks. The shine on the metal looks amazing, and just the posing and everything looks beautiful. I'm not really an avid collector of figurines, really. I only have the Scale Lyn figurine that was released a few years ago, and 2 of the Nendoroids for Fire Emblem Fates, Felice and Sakura, of course. I'm not that big a collector on these, but the other thing I want to say is, where is the Azura figure? Like, come on. They've announced already Veronica here. I think a few months ago they said that there's going to be a Roy and a Lobina figure being made as well. Meanwhile, I'm over here wondering, hi, where's Azura, please? It's like, come on, that would be an amazing figure for Good Smile Company to make. The amount of different poses they could give for her, come on, where is it? That's all I need to say. It's like, you could do 2 of them. You could go for Azura in her base outfit, and then Azura in her Dark Songstress outfit from Conquest. Like, there's good money to be made for both of those. Come on. Can't be the only one who sees that. Anyway, small little side tangent out of the way. Let's move on to the Q&A portion of the video. That is a lot of lag. Jesus. Oh, God. Only one question, which is actually left over from Chris England, but if you ever want to ask any questions for a future summoning session to anybody, just leave them in the comment section down below. I'll put them on a Word doc, and hopefully I'll have enough time in the video to answer it. But this last question from Chris asks, Lif vs. Robin, who does a better job with the concept of rearmed hero? And to that, Chris, firstly, I'm going to add Gangloat to that list, or to your question, I mean, because she's relatively new, but in my personal opinion, I'd say Lif and Gangloat are probably better with the concept of rearmed heroes. Sure, Grima is, a really powerful rearmed hero. Her weapon is pretty good, I'd say. I don't have her, so I don't know. But to me, the sword and axe units in this game, they've kind of been hit or miss recently. Some of them have good PRFs, others are just heritable swords or axes, and a lot of them don't have that good a refine nowadays. So I'd say Lif and Gangloat did a lot better job there, because those arcane weapons are so good, and they make a lot of old units pretty relevant again. Meanwhile, with Grima, the arcane Grima weapon, while it is good from what I've seen, I don't think it was necessary. Because nowadays we're getting a lot of dragon units with crazy refines, or just simple refines that just boost up whatever their gimmick is. For example, Fallen Demon Corin, she needs to be alone to receive a lot of stat boosts, so they just doubled down on that with her weapon refine. Simple, but effective. I wouldn't... And there's still a lot of... Oh, my bad. There's also still a lot of dragon units that need a weapon refine, like Nagi, for example. There's also an armor unit like Grima, so giving her the skill inheritance there, depending on what Nagi's weapon refine does, I don't think Arcane Grima is going to be better than it. But Grima's weapon is still good. It's still very fun for some people to use. But with how powerful the dragon units are these days, I don't think it was quite necessary. To me, Rearmed Grima just seems more like attack speed near trace or hardy fighter fodder, really. Both of those are still good skills, but that's not really why you sacrifice, or sorry, not sacrifice, that's not why you use the rearmed hero for skill inheritance. You want the weapon, not the skills. I guess going on to the skills there, again, I just say Gateload and Lip are a little bit better. Because you literally have like 3 tier 4 skills from Gankload. All of them are very easy to inherit. You just, like, yeah, you do need to inherit a 5-star for Post 3. I don't understand why that isn't in the 4-star pool yet. Come on. Like, yeah, DC is a bit more premium skill, but it's still pretty easy to fodder off. I think Lif has a catch and a menace skill, which, again, very good. So yeah, it just, I don't know, Arcane Grima just felt like a very underwhelming answer for a rearmed hero. I honestly don't know who else they could have chosen for that banner, but it is what it is. But thank you for the question, Chris. Last 5 pulls. Hopefully one of these 2 reds has Veronica behind it. Oh! Hey, Ellis. At least Ellis? I honestly don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm sure it was said in her duel with Marth for that winter banner, but I honestly forgot. Alright, Veronica, please be behind one of these 2. Do not make Sharina sad after that very cute video you 2 had together. So that was a very cute Book 6 end video, or whatever that's supposed to be called. That was a very cute video, and I also love how they essentially turned Asker and Embla into marketable plushies. It's just so cute. Yeah, well, was a bit of a very underwhelming session. Right, that's guaranteed. Yeah, I may as well just grab Veronica. She's the other focus that I wanted. Oy. Only 1 5-star. That was actually very, very poor luck right there. But it is what it is. I'm not going to be too upset. That and that. Awesome. So that is going to do it for today's summon session. Let me just check. Oh god, 10%. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So yeah, that's where today's summon session is going to end off. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did summon this banner, let me know who you got down below in the comment section. I always love seeing your results. And if you haven't summoned yet, I wish you all the luck on both this or the Christmas banner that is coming up soon. But with that, I'm Theron, saying I'll see you next time. So until then, farewell, and game on.